Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. So in this show, I'm going to be doing the complete detailing of this SUV, a brand new 2022 Tesla Model Y. So the owner has had it now for about 2 weeks. We're mid-March here in Montreal, Canada. As you can tell from the road grime and road salts that's on the vehicle, we still have a lot of snow. So it's important to do the detailing of a brand new car as quickly as possible when you get it, because don't forget, at the factory when they're being built, they're often touched up with rotary polishers, which can create some holograms and light scratches on the paint. Also, they're transported through truck, train, and boats. So they're exposed to brake dust, industrial fallout. They're often left in boat docks or at car dealership parking lots for many months on end. And often they're not prepared properly with poor washing and drying techniques at the dealership. So we're here to correct all that and of course improve the appearance, do the complete wash, decontamination, polishing, and ceramic coating of this car. So let's go ahead and start the show. Okay, so first things first, let's start with rinsing the wheels and tires. I always start with the wheels and tires first because they're usually the dirtiest parts of the vehicle, right? So you don't want to get your paintwork clean and then clean the wheels and tires because you'll be splattering all that dirt and grime back onto the clean paint. So I'm using Brake Buster diluted 1 to 10, so 1 part of Brake Buster to 10 parts of water in this Marilex foam pump sprayer. By the way, this is one of the best pump sprayers on the market. Check out my video on the Marilex pump sprayers if you haven't done so yet. Then I use a stiff bristle nylon tire brush to scrub the tire walls. And that Brake Buster is good for wheel and tires, by the way, so it's a wheel and tire cleaner. I'm going to use a boar hair brush for the wheel faces, so always different tools for the tasks at hand. Then I use another brush for the lug nuts. By the way, I'll leave links to all the tools and products in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. Then I have a long handle brush for the fender wells, so it's important to clean those as well and give the entire thing a proper rinse. I'm going to go a step further for the tires because we're going to be applying a long-lasting tire coating at the end. So I'm using CarPro Retire, which is a tire-specific cleaner and degreaser to properly and thoroughly remove any previous dressing and degrease the tires correctly. So another final rinse for that. Now it's time to move to the pre-wash stage. So for this, I'm using Built Hammer Touchless, a pH 12 pre-wash snow foam that I'm putting in the foam cannon at a 5% PIR or panel impact ratio dilution. You can go ahead and check out my Built Hammer review if you want more on that, but this is very good to lift any dirt, grime, traffic film, especially during the winter months. So it is a very effective pre-wash. So once you let it dwell for 5 minutes, I then go ahead and rinse it. By the way, I applied it on dry paint. I have a video on that. Is it better to apply a snow foam on dry or wet paint? So go check that out. We're going to debunk some myths. Now for the washing stage, I'm using McKee's 37 shampoo that's made. It's a stripping shampoo, so it's their coating prep wash shampoo, so it's a higher pH. Typically they're more alkaline. They have heavy degreasers, and basically it's to break down any previous waxes or paint sealants that might be on the paint, because new vehicles traditionally have a cheap layer of wax or paint sealant applied by their dealership before they deliver it to you to increase gloss and slickness, but you don't want any protection on the paint before you apply a ceramic coating. Also, I'm using the 2-bucket wash method, so 1 bucket for the rinse water and another bucket with the soapy suds water and a microfiber wash mitt. And I work from top to bottom, so the dirtiest parts of the vehicle being in the bottom. I always keep that for the end, right? So you wash the entire vehicle. I use a special soft brush for all the nooks and crannies, headlights, emblems, and of course the door handles and any trim pieces in there. So we're doing a thorough wash. Then you go ahead and rinse the entire vehicle once again. And we're going to move on to the paint decontamination stage. So in this case, we're using an iron remover, so CarPro Iron X. This is going to remove all the embedded brake dust and industrial fallout that is on the clear coat. So those little rust specks that you typically see on lighter colored cars, which is basically brake dust that oxidizes with the contact of water and oxygen. So those little rust spots. I use a microfiber wash mitt to agitate the iron remover on it. Don't let it dry on the surface. That's important. And then thoroughly rinse off. To protect the wheels, now this is not a wheels off detail, but I still like to over deliver. So I use Geon Wet Coat. It's a spray on rinse off silica spray sealant. So you spray on a wet surface, you thoroughly rinse off, and you get hydrophobic properties, meaning the wheels are a lot easier to clean, last about 2 to 3 months. Let's clean the rubber floor mats. So I'm using McKee's 37 rubber floor mat rejuvenator. So you spray that on the wet surface, you agitate, you thoroughly rinse off, and you got some clean mats. It's that simple, right? Now for the vehicle, we're going to dry it using the luxury microfiber drying towel. So it's the Sucker Junior towel, fully absorbent. I did a full review of that on my channel. And for the wheels and tires and any nooks and crannies, we're using a car dryer. So this is my Big Boy Blower R Pro. So a forced filtered air, and it's dry air. So to remove any remaining water from your handles, your door jambs, door sills, mirrors, grills, headlights, taillights. You don't want any residual water anywhere before you apply ceramic coating. We didn't do a clay bar stage, by the way, because only clay paint that needs it. So if you feel contamination with your fingers on the surface, that's when you clay. So it's a mild abrasive, and you only want to use it if really need be. This being a brand new car, contamination levels were very low. There was nothing on the surface, so I skipped the clay stage. So now machine polishing, I'm using Microcut by Koch Chemie. So a very, very good polish. I'm doing a test section to see what's up. So this was not a full-blown 2-step paint correction. That's not what the customer was paying for, but we did a paint enhancement to increase gloss, clarity, and depth. We're taking measurements after this. The paint was quite thin at an overall of 4 mils. We only removed about maybe 0.1 mil for the paint correction. So almost no clear coat removed. You want to preserve clear coat as much as possible, but we did increase depth, gloss, and clarity. It was very nice, very glossy in the end. Now we're using a panel prep, also known as an IPA or isopropyl alcohol mix, to remove any polishing oils and residue off the surface. This is crucial before you apply ceramic coating because you want the coating to bond directly to a virgin clear coat. So spray on, and then you wipe, you flip your towel, and then you do the final buff. And now for the ceramic coating itself, I'm using the Duraslick DS1500 Extreme coating with this pearl applicator. It's a microfiber applicator that the rag company sells. It works super well. It's kind of in a form of a puck. So I apply in movements of up and down and left to right in a crosshatch pattern. I work at 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit and 45% humidity in a controlled environment. So roughly 90 seconds in, I can start my wiping off. So that's when I see the color change, or that rainbow effect, telling me, like an oil slick on water, right? That tells you that it's time to do the wipe off. So I'm using a pearl towel by the rag company to do my initial wipe. And then I'm going to take a second clean and dry microfiber. That's a plusher towel. This is a rag company Edgeless 350 towel for the second buffing. So the first towel is to do the leveling to make sure you get even coverage and no high spots. And the second towel is to make sure you have no residue left. And now I use an inspection light. Always use that to look at your work afterwards. And again, to make sure you don't have any high spots on the paint and you get a perfect finish. I move on to, of course, now other panels. I'm showing you here a vertical panel application. So work in smaller sections if you're unsure of your environment when you first start. Typically, they recommend 2x2 sections. That way you can control the flashing time. So the flashing is when the carriers start to evaporate. It's going to leave, again, that rainbow effect. So that color change, indicating that it's time to level. So when you see that oil slick on water, as you can see here on screen with those vertical stripes, it's time to do the leveling of the coating using your first clean and dry towel. Typically for a vehicle, I'll use anywhere from 3 to 4 towels, by the way, and please throw them away when you're done. Any towels and applicators used for true ceramic coatings in glass bottles, you have to throw away once done. You don't want the product to dry and create crystals that can scratch the paint, so discard towels and applicators. So it's all about the finishing touches when you're doing a full car detail, by the way. So now we're attacking the windows or the glass surfaces. I'm using an appropriate glass towel by the rag company. This here is a waffle weave towel, and I'm using CarPro Clarify. So it's an ammonia-free glass cleaner because this vehicle has tinted film. So use automotive grade glass cleaners, which are safe on tinted windows as well. So do a thorough job. Pinch the exterior surface of the glass as well to make sure you do do a good job. For the windshield, something special. We're using Geon Prep, so basically an IPA spray to further clean the glass and remove potentially any residue or any previous cheap protection that might be on there, because we're going to be applying a rain repellent. So we're using Geon Quick View. It's a roll-on rain repellent. So you basically do circular application on the entire windshield, and we're going to let that cure on the surface for roughly 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to wipe off. So I use a first damp towel with just water and a second damp towel to wipe it off after the curing, and now we're going to have a perfect rain repellent for many, many months of the water just flying off the windshield, and it increases visibility and security when driving in inclement weather. Now for the tires, we're using the Luxury Microfiber Tire King. So it's a tire coating that you apply with either a microfiber applicator or a foam applicator. Make sure you apply it thoroughly and wipe any excess off with a microfiber towel, and this should last many, many months. For the leather seats, a little surprise here by Color Lock. These are seats made by vegan leather, so a synthetic leather, more and more popular these days with cars. So they have this brand new protectant for the leather. So you first clean it with a leather cleaner that's made for vegan leather, as we're seeing here, and the Color Lock brush that's supplied inside the kit. You wipe any excess off, and then we're going to apply a leather protectant made for vegan leather, again by Color Lock. It all comes in this kit, so I'm testing this before it's even released in this video. So by the time this video goes live, most likely the product will be available. Check the links in the description. But basically it protects against friction damage, dye transfer, and protects against the elements, any liquid spills, to make them easier to clean. So when you're done applying the protectant, well, you just go ahead and wipe. It doesn't alter the color or look or change. It just protects your leather and gives that nice supple feel. So now let's have a look at the end results. This is when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. The color just pops now. It has that candy-like gloss. This looks absolutely amazing. Don't forget, we're going to let this coating cure for 24 hours before we expose it to any rain or water, and wait a full 7 to 14 days after applying a ceramic coating before you wash your car again. That's crucial. So look at this mirror reflection. It is absolutely nuts. Again, I remind you, this was not a full-blown two-step paint correction, so no compound and polish. That's not what the customer was paying for. So there are still a bit of scratches that were a bit too deep, that would have needed more attention. But still, we did a paint enhancement that was included in the kit, and that increased gloss clarity especially, and you get this awesome mirror finish, and yeah, just this true candy-like appearance. And of course, the ceramic coating is going to protect the vehicle for up to 7 years. This is the durability claims from Duraslick themselves. And it has not only hydrophobic properties, so water beading and water sheeting, but also oleophobic properties. So it's going to help to resist a bunch of chemicals in the pH range. It's going to make the vehicle a lot easier to clean during maintenance washes. It has that slickness. It has that gloss, that chemical resistance, that UV protection. I mean, just look at this. The tire coating just came out perfect. The perfect blend of not too glossy, oily looking, but not matte either. So this perfect satin finish. And I mean, again, look at the reflection in the paint. It's crazy. We covered all surfaces. So the exterior glass, the headlights, the tail lights, the wheels, the tires, you name it, of course, the paintwork, the trim, the plastic moldings, and all that kind of stuff. And I think the results speak for themselves. Yeah, it looks crazy. For the maintenance is very simple. Any pH neutral car shampoo will do. Try to avoid shampoos that contain any waxes, because you don't want that to mask the properties of these ceramic coatings. So that, once again, is very important. And that's pretty much it for maintenance. Once every 2 to 3 months, use a silica spray sealant or an SiO2 spray protectant just to boost the current properties and make sure you maintain that coating for many, many months and many, many years. So let's have a look at the interior now. We, of course, clean and protected all the surfaces, and we used CarPro Pearl to make sure we have some UV protection and long-term durability for all the plastics and all the moldings and all the dash and all that kind of stuff. For the seats, we used the new Color Lock vegan leather protectant. So that's going to keep that leather steering wheel and all the leather surfaces looking good for a long time. We applied Sequartz fabric on all the carpeted surfaces, so to make easier to clean against liquid spills and prevent fading and all that kind of stuff as well. It's all about ease of maintenance, and of course protecting all the surfaces both inside and out, guys. So let's have another look at this end result from a distance. I mean, I think the owner is going to be absolutely blown away by these results, and I hope you can agree. By the way, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think? How did this come out? I'm happy to report that Tesla is improving on overall fit and finish and paint quality as well. They've been notorious for very bad paint quality in the past. I've done a few Teslas myself, and I can concur. And this new 2022 Model Y is a step forward. So it's not the best paint I have ever seen, but it's a big step forward, and the panel gaps are improving as well. Here's a quick glance again at some of the products that we used for the interior and exterior complete detailing of this vehicle. All the links will be included in the description under the video once again. So I'm going to leave you with the final beauty shots. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more like these, by the way, drop a comment in the comment section. Take a second to click the like button to show me your support. Of course, if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button. That way you'll subscribe to my channel and never miss my future videos. And guys, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.